I told you guys we were going to be on time each day this week. And what we're going to do is get directly into what does it take for a person in your position to bring and breed a world-class athlete at the exact same time. But when we get into this, it's going to be advantageous that you all take notes and we all take the time to realize what we're actually doing. Before I get started, I'd like to introduce my sponsors, Jab Juice Social Media, taking the combat by storm and helping them elevate their brands and building their presence in social media and giving them the star power so that they can actually take their voice and magnify it and multiply their purpose. So it's so important that we really pay attention to these details in today when we are in the combat world, because boxing for a very long time has had that thing handled by the mainstream. But over the course of time, premium television is taking over, pay-per-views. So now the athletes have the opportunity to help magnify their own voice, and Jab Juice is magnifying that for them. So with no further ado, though, we'd like to introduce a special young man before we get into our conversations today and pick it up with him. His family is legendary. He's a special individual who's also had a stellar career and is doing much more than that. Today, we welcome Royal.
It's still
Royal.
macho time.
It's macho time.
It's a pleasure to be on, brother. It's a pleasure to be on.
My man, it's good to see
I'll
you.
tell you
brother.
why. A couple of things. It's a pleasure to be on. I'm hella critical when it comes to boxing. I was born in boxing, so I'm hella critical on people who goes in the sport of boxing. I had opportunity to watch your video a couple of times, some of your boxing clips, and I'll be the first one saying, man, you don't know Jack. I'm one of those. And I've been watching. I've been watching. I said, man, this guy knows his boxing. Okay, my first thing is defense, and when I seen the techniques, what you show, your moving, your steps, it makes sense. Boxing has to make sense. I just want to get up. I just want to get that off my chest, brother.
Oh, I'm glad.
Pleasure.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, and I watched your career. I had the opportunity. My uncle had relationships with your father, and he came down several times. And I told you through the messenger, we still hold a record with his fight down in North Carolina. He was just such a draw, an attraction. And today, I want to let people know that, I can't even imagine what his following would have been like right now if he had social media. But he was social media. He set it up for guys like Floyd. He set it up for all of these guys who came behind him. So he paved the way so those guys would understand what it looks like. Because I don't say that lightly too. I got his whole career on DVD. I mean on VHS. Every fight.
A pioneer of the sport. A pioneer of the sport. Period. A true American dream. I look at it as a son because born in Puerto Rico, left Puerto Rico at the age of 6 to New York City, got in trouble, no education, went out of school, had no father figure to that point, became a boxer, got in trouble on the streets, got in jail, became champion of the world, became 3-time Golden Glove champion, which was his dream and passion, became 3-time world champion, made it to the White House to meet President Reagan. That's the American dream, brother.
That's the American dream. You can't even make it. You can't even make a story that nice. You can't even.
In the 80s, he changed the sport of boxing. He was the first self-promoted fighter, you could say. Besides the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Muhammad Ali, he came with that flash. And the boy, his art to fight, his style, everything.
Yeah. He was the brand. He was the brand.
Yes, he was.
It ain't but a few of those guys out of all the fighters that were brands. Like you can go anywhere. And my wife wasn't even into boxing. And when you say Camacho, like they know what it is. Like, oh yeah, and it's just like you don't even have to be a fan of the sport. Like follow, and that's when you are a brand.
Amen. And only few fighters because boxing. I don't like talking boxing with anybody. Just people who know. And I'm glad you say that. Only few fighters left a handprint in boxing.
Yeah.
Hector Camacho left a handprint. Ali, they like a butterfly. The Durans, you have all the little stores, the Sugar Ray Leonards. Hector Macho, and people in the it bothers me sometimes when I watch boxing today. You know, the young fighters don't know who they get that pizzazz from. They get it from Floyd. They don't know the core of it. 90% of boxers wear Macho Camacho style boxing trunks, and where they get it from, they don't even know. The Jake boys, they don't know. Everybody getting boxing, it pisses me off.
Yeah, he had the whole Savage package, and it was natural. He didn't have to put it on. He didn't have to go find it out and figure it out. It was natural. It was all that. So you can't even, like, you can try to do it. I see guys, they try to, you know, and that's okay. That's a compliment. But it's just, you know, when it's never going to get there again. You know,
and that's a showmanship. Now let's go about the ring. He wasn't a flashy. He was flashy as personality, but in the ring, hands up, very disciplined. His leg movement, he flew around that ring. He was art. Yeah. He was art in motion.
Yeah, he had wheels. He had. I mean, he could maneuver. That's what he was doing. See, he was maneuvering, but his hands. See, people think you box with your hands, but you box with your feet. And so he boxed and his hands was tied to his feet. And bam, and that stuff was hard. Like, people try to throw hard, and some people were just born with hard. And when he was delivering punches and just this savoir-faire, it was effortless to look. But that's something what you polished over a course of time with God-given ability and craft and talent. And when you can do that and put the work behind it, you're Michael Jordan. Like, that's it. Like, and then that mold is broken. I can fit every one of these guys that I'm talking to in my bathroom. That's how few of them it is. You know, it's only a few. I can fit them in my bathroom. It's so few. So to be on Mount Rushmore is a big deal. And
you know what's tough?
Yeah,
I was good. When you have a famous father such as that. So when I went to boxing, I didn't want to use that as my shadow. I used that as the light. Yeah, he's great. He's great. Special fighters. Fighters are born every day. Fighters like that born once in a lifetime.
Yeah, it's lifetime stuff. And you know what's so beautiful is, you know, I had Shane Mosley up there. He's one of my partners, and I always encourage Shane because you know what it's like. You guys, you know, it's that royalty. You know, you got real boxing royalty, and you gotta, you know, now you say, okay, I got to step out and use that shadow, lean into it, and build your brand because that's who you are. And your child, you are who they are. You know. So you got to understand how to lean into it and say, hey, that is your identity. And guess what? You get to add another head to that monster, and then your child another head, and you have to learn how it looks. And so that's one of the things that I'm doing. I got this fraternity. It's called the Royals. So it's everybody, you know, the Yvonne Durrells, Archie Moore daughters, all of these people, the Royals, Tony Zell's niece. Yeah, everybody. Roberto Duran, I gotta get him because I seen you with his son. Yeah.
How's those moves there? How's that 1-2 there? We could do exhibition. I know you stay in shape.
Yeah, I stay in shape, but you know I'm 54 and I keep everything moving. I can't even lift my shoulder now, man. I'm doing a thing. Check this out.
Hey,
I got this. I'm gonna actually promote this. I'm gonna promote this thing. I just showed one of my partners. I just got off a call with him, and I want to bring you in on a call with a group of my guys because I know you got a book out, and I want to promote that up here today too.
Book. But I want to talk about that. You know, boxing is a beautiful sport. We could agree.
Yeah.
Ugly business.
Yeah.
We come from nothing. No retirement plan, no financial courses, no health plans. Either you enjoy that shine, you capitalize, and that's not for every other fighter to cross over and do other things. That's not everybody. We come from the bottom. We don't have no retirement. We have nothing. You can't use that. And it hurts when I see these champions walking by with nada, you know.
Yeah.
Who's caring for those kind of folks? Who's giving back to the fighters? So we definitely need change when it comes down to it. I love what the young folks are doing in boxing right now. I love it. You know, they become boxing more of a business now than a sport. You know, it's just, you know, it's tough right now.
Yeah, it's tough. But what happens is what we're going to do is we created this thing and it's called Beyond the Jab. So it's going to be to help everybody who's boxed, who don't know how to make that way. That's why I had to break away from certain parts of it, because I had to go learn this other side, the business. I'm like, man, these guys are retiring. Nobody got money. People are like broke. You know, when Brenda Spinks was getting Leon, you know, prepared for, you know, to go to rest for good. And, you know, is raising money for guys who laid it on the line for decades and fought for the country on top of that. And I'm saying this is crazy. So I'm also connected with Lisa McClellan, Gerald McClellan's sister.
Amen.
Sister.
Yeah. She's
And
doing a lot
I
of work.
got on them, and you know, I tell guys, I said, you guys come in the sport of boxing. This ain't about boxing now. We gotta do more. Y'all gotta serve higher, man. Y'all just want to just throw hands. You don't want to, you know, you gotta build your brand. Like your dad, he understand I gotta be who I am all the way. I ain't holding no bars. I'm going all in, and that's what the game needed. Today, these guys have the opportunity to do it because you got to build your own brand. There's a lot of people that can fight now. You got YouTubers rising. They coming on the game. They coming into our sport. So these guys got to work your ass off in the gym. Number two, take the business side serious because it's a business. These promoters are not going to want to sign you. They want to sign guys who got people behind them. So this is where we are. And teaching these guys how to start businesses. I'm like, every one of you need an LLC. You got to have it because nobody's going to take
that most of us come from nothing.
Nothing.
From the hood. Yeah. This ain't like every other sport where you need education, you need to graduate. Yeah. No. They're from scratch. No. Someone just don't get it. Like, it's, you know, and I try to break it down to the young fighters how the boxing game is. Don't think you're going to boxing to make millions. That boxing don't work like that, brother. No. You know, most talented brother it is. It's the opportunity. Boxing is more like monopoly right now. They monopolize what's going on, so we tough, you know. It's just that's the situation we're in now. HBO leaving, Showtime leaving.
Everybody leaving, and that's what I was telling you guys. I said these guys are leaving for a reason. There you go, baby. Everybody, they leaving for a reason, man. It's numbers. So what we got to do is I just told a guy today, Hector, I said, look, man, my role ain't like your role. Your role is you got to get some people in your gym. My role is I'm saving the game. I'm sitting down with heads of all of these sanctioning bodies, promotional companies, the big wigs. I'm like, I'm some dude. I came from nothing, just like you, and said, I got to do more because I see the holes in the game. I'm sitting in these rooms, and I'm like, yo, who's responsible for this? Who's responsible for that? Well, you ain't got nobody. So this is the game. But all of the Royals, all you guys, only thing you need to do is just stay alive because we're building an infantry around. The Royals don't have to work like that. Your name is built, your brand is built already. All you got to do is just be there because all of the people around you going to do the grunt work. And that's what their understanding is. Because right now, the game, they cutting it from the Olympics. We done lost 3 networks. Like, it's real. So we got to bring the value of the game back. That's why I don't stop shooting videos and pushing them out because I gotta keep people eyes and I bring in different demographics to the sport. Because I talk.
That's what attracted me to you. I've seen 1,000 training videos, and I criticize them. Right? I'm a real fighter from the blood. When I saw your video, that's different. And I'm glad that your knowledge in boxing is high. Listen, can we agree on something here? Floyd Mayweather wasn't selling shit. Wasn't his fault. Until he got the right team behind him. Became the money team. And then that blew his value. The importance of having the right team behind you is very, very, very important.
Super. Look, Hector, here we go. So I promise my people, I'm going to tell you what you need. And you better know that this is real, because I done been a part of some crummy teams and had to build them up, because I'm like, I'm aware. And then I've been a part of some great teams, and we just went to the sky. So number one, you need to be able to sit down and do this. This is one of the things you need out of the 5 things that I'm going to say. Is you need a strategic planner. You need somebody who's going to sit down and say, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? We got a good fighter. He got good presence. There's a lot of people out there that we need to get into the arena, because you got to put asses in seats. And as hard as that was, 90% of the fighters that I ever messed with, they ain't want to do that part. Only a couple.
No. You gotta have a gimmick. You gotta have some type of gimmick in boxing.
Yeah, you gotta.
Everybody got some kind of character.
Understand that. They don't understand that comes with the territory. That's how your check say $1 million. When you
the best gig I've seen, the best robbery, Floyd's a master in that. Ricardo Mayoga. Technically, he can't fight for you, but he made. I don't know. I don't understand. That's a good one. That's a good gig. I mean,
he had the game figured out, man. He knew it before he even got going. He had it all. He was
his personality. Yes,
he knew it though. He had the whole thing. I mean, he got up under, rest in peace, Burning Forest. I mean, he was just kryptonite for some guys emotionally. He would get up on his man, he had it. And that is why he was in the bag.
Yeah. And you say emotionally, that's another thing. That's something else too. If I gotta control that, you have to control your emotions. I mean, it just that's hard to do, brother.
Yeah, EQ matter, man. But these are the things I do, man. I talk about this. The next thing you're gonna need is a PR team, public relations. You got to go out to colleges. You got to talk to people that's not showing up at your events, because these people, that's what makes the pay-per-views go up. They get up in gangs of people. They campuses of people. It's you go to one college, you got 5,000 new people. You go to 4 colleges, that's 20,000 new buys, and then that multiplies. So because these guys know sports bars, so the sports bars buys it. A sports bar got to pay $5,000 to get a pay-per-view event. That's small. That's a small sports bar. They don't pay $100. They pay $5K. All of them things like that, they multiply. And so you got to get a team of people. They'll work for free if they know that you're gonna do the thing right, and then you pay them on the back end. Because people just want to be a part of something. So I just want the fighters to know you don't have to say, hey, everybody you meet, they come out. You're part of a team. We're going to eat. We're going to eat a lot, though. We're not going to just eat, just to stay alive. We're going to get the bag, and we're going to make it go to the next level. And this is the thing that y'all got to realize. The PR team is going to be your public relations. Everywhere you go, people are going to want to meet you because you open up so many doors. Doctors' offices, lawyer offices, real estate agents, all these different kind of moguls will want to get in bed with you. See, that's what I used to do. I used to bring the kind of people, like to your dad's stuff. I used to bring the kind of people that was willing to spend $30,000 and $50,000 for a table just to sit there. Jimmy, and then that's what I was doing. One thing I can do, I can go get money. And
how about the fighters that doesn't have those opportunities? The fighters that are frustrated, have no house.
This is who I'm talking to. I'm making it so simple. I'm saying get your boys, because your own homie can be your PR team. The guy you smoking blunts with, the guy you drink a 40 with, the guy you hanging out with, the guy who's you doing all the sin with, he can put on his head, he can put his hat on and do something really that matters. So his boy, that's what LeBron did. He brought his boys. All you got to do is build a team and have a responsibility. This is what a responsibility look like. This is what you do today. You do this, you do this. Everybody can see the vision then. You just got to paint it. You paint the vision in front of them, and then they can understand. Because see, even when you get big, he might be listening right now, but you know, even when you get big, Bud Crawford trainer reaches out because I did a video on how to be the guy that got that kind of slickness, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna take more." I said, "Dude, I know it ain't but 1% of the people on the planet that could even. If you gotta find that person that can debunk that style, they have to be really smart. They have to know boxing. So, but guys like that is what I want to make sure they understand. Hey, you got to protect that place while you got it, because it goes away. It goes away. As De La Hoya, it went away. That spot, it goes away. Sugar Ray Leonard, he got a, but that positioning.
What you mean that spot, brother? Eric, what you mean by that spot?
So that spot that you got, like right now, Floyd had it, but it goes away. It just like you're not there anymore. You're not getting $100 million just to show up to a fight. Floyd made $100 million to do his first or two exhibitions.
What Floyd done, and have respect to Floyd, nobody else will ever do. That will never be done. Which he got that game from Oscar, but Oscar maintained it after everything. He maintained his value, whatever it is. Oscar's still Oscar. But you're right about that. Time goes.
Yeah, that time goes. But guess who? Now I'm gonna give you an example of someone who time left way too soon because he EQ, Adrian Broner. So Adrian Broner didn't think the time would leave under the time that faster than it would, but it goes away. You can't.
That relate to parties and the bees. That relate to partying the girl. That relate to getting that discipline. They all relate to getting that fame and how to handle yourself about it. That's no easy work for nobody.
Look at Hopkins, 52 years old. He had a belt because he kept his body. And see, this is a list of things that I tell the guys that you gotta pay attention to. If you manage yourself and relationships and your PR team, they like, hey man, I got a deal with Under Armour. See, Canelo was getting deals because they understood that. See, he was around De La Hoya. And so those guys were getting deals because they knew deals were available because they know sports companies and brands, they like to have relationships with athletes. So if you fight, yeah, and I keep relationships with all those kind of companies because I say anybody I get in bed with, I'm going to be able to say, hey, yo, we got to do. And I say, hey, 20 million people see me a month. 20 million. There's no company that's going to turn me down if I got a relationship with people. Yeah. So, for one, I show how do you build your, yeah.
Whoa.
So, yeah, they can't front. But at the same time, I know how to talk the game because when it comes down to it, they just want to get somebody that can get people walking through the door. And that's all business is about, is getting people walking through the door. And so that's why you get these relationships with these people, and then you get the matchmaker. You get a relationship with your matchmaker. You don't. We have my man John. John, he actually was the one that did it when your father came. When you got a relationship, that man, he goes over and beyond to make sure that you're aligned, because your management team also gonna have something to say about it. And when you got, like, that's one of the things I think Leonard Ellaby did really well. They moved Floyd how they wanted to move Floyd, how it worked for them. Fighters will fight anybody, but the thing about it is, it's timing. Timing is for everything. So it's clever.
Yes.
You got Kelly Swanson. I talked with Kelly Swanson at the events and stuff, and they smart. They
for a long time she's been there.
But the thing about these guys is they just think you can go lace them up. Just say you were still fighting. and then I'm talking to these audience. They'd be like, "Yo, I can beat him," and I'm saying, I just did a video on this yesterday because I needed people to understand you cannot fucking beat these guys in your dreams. These guys can really kill you.
Yeah.
Facts. So
Yeah.
stop the freaking noise. You're tripping
The
because
box is a lot, man. Box is a lot. It's not just. And let's go back to the matchmaker. Matchmakers are the key in a fighter's
yeah,
career. A key
yeah,
to building fighters. A key
yeah,
to not getting the fighters beat. One of the best. I worked America Presents. Dan Goose, who passed away, rest in peace. One of the best matchmakers besides, we have Bruce Trap. There's a lot of great matchmakers in the game. Tom Brown was one of them. And today he's running great shows. But that's the key in any chessboard, man.
yeah,
Having a good
yeah.
matchmaker to get the right
I did a
fights.
whole show on that the other day. I just want people to understand how many other elements it is to boxing. One of my coaches in the school of boxing said he remember seeing you train over there at Church Street Gym, Church Street Boxing.
Whoa. What's coach's name? You talking about 1996 Orlando. People don't know. I was the number one ranked 139 fighter in the nation going to 96 Olympic Games. If that become Camacho Jr., I won a bunch of national championships. I was the number one man going to Olympic trials. But yes, that was Orlando, Florida. We had a lot of great fighters during that time. And we don't get credit for it. A lot of great fighters in Florida.
People don't know what it's like to have the bullseye on your back, though, right? Because you the son of. So every time
I could go to no gym. Everybody want to eat me. I could go to no gym. Everybody. Let me get $5. Let me get it around. Yeah. So it wasn't Sweet B Camacho Jr.
Yeah. Sweet was that dude too, man. Wow. I went up to Virginia and I was actually supposed to connect with him because one of my guys wanted me to give him some mentorship, and because he was starting to do good, and so he wanted me to give him some encouragement. And that same weekend, so I missed him the first time. So I said, we're gonna go to the gym. I put my guys in the ring, let them get some work against Keyshawn Davis and them partners. So we did that, and then I said, darn, I missed him. I said, so that Sunday we came back, and that same night he got hit. That was so weird. That was so weird. That was so weird for me because I was like, what if I would like? So it's a weird thing for me to even bring up, but I got you on the call, so but that was weird. So it's really weird for me because we could have intervened, but I just was like, because I was gonna really get with him because he had hit a slope and he was coming back up and yeah.
Who's that? Who's that, brother?
Sweet Pea.
Who hit a slope?
Sweet Pea. Pernell Whitaker.
Oh, I mean, that's one of the baddest technical fights I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
One of the baddest southpaws ever. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Eric, can we get back to the matchmaking while we on the subject of matchmaking? Can we give credit to Top Rank, the whole company, for the matchmaking? They were all these fighters, all these legends, Oscar, Floyd.
Yeah.
They all came through the hands of Top Rank. When you mind matchmaking, they did a great job in matchmaking.
Yeah, they do. Hold up. It's like pro wrestling. Floyd plays a great heel. More people pay to watch him lose. And yeah, he do. He got more hate than about anybody I've ever seen.
That's marketing.
But yeah, it's marketing. And look, so now your management team. So these people really, the role they play, they're kind of invisible if they're doing a good job because their jobs are to be around areas of business that you're typically not even versed in, and you don't need to comprehend. You just need to be able to trust the process, because even when Bill Caton and Jim Jacobs were working in Tyson's life, he understood, hey, these cuss guys, they got me. Like, because these dudes are doing the kind of things and having the kind of conversations you ain't nowhere near versed in understanding with the kind of maneuvers they do in their business, just like they don't know how to throw punches in the ring against killers. They live from a different world, your management team, it's hard to just have people that are just like you, because these guys make things happen that would have never happened. You know what I'm saying? Because of the kind of rooms that those dudes sit in and the kind of relationships. So when you are picking a team of management guys, you want to have conversations with people that really know. And even if, like you, when you was fighting, like, see, people knew. See, you a brand, so you're not like nobody else. Only
But let's
Bobby
agree
almost.
on something, fella. Let's agree on something. How hard is that piece on the chessboard, manager? How hard? How can you trust? We don't know any. How about us
Oh,
fathers who got no education? You
oh,
gotta trust somebody and hope
oh.
they do a good job. Cause most managers nowadays they care about the money. How much I'm gonna make?
Well, what you want to do is talk about a plan that everybody, there's going to be some balance. So that's where the other person that's coming in, look. So this person is your sponsor. This person is like your cousin. This person's like your brother. This person's like your mother. See, this person makes sure that the right manager's chosen, because their job is to get in rooms and talk for you in rooms that you can't get in. You need to be trained. These are your This is like your niece, your cousin, your favorite
Yeah.
brother or sister or
Yes.
sibling. The sponsor is your arm. That person, yeah, that person or those couple of people, they got you. Every time you turn around, they got a new ordeal for you. I'm gonna give you an example. You see the Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Everywhere you see that dude everywhere. See, that guy got sponsors. He got guys opening doors. So him and these actors and comedians like Kevin Hart, they stay active. They stay busy. Look at Ryan Garcia right now. See, Ryan is like pop here, pop here, pop here. These guys, they got people who are sponsoring their stuff. They got people working for them. Even Jake Paul. These guys understand the business side more. So, but the sponsor could be your brother. He's just going to be going to a different address than you are every day. You're going to be going to the gym. He's going to be going to a different address that you're not at, making something happen for you. So your calendar stay filled with money coming in. So your sponsors is all, and if you're doing that right, the managers are getting paid, the sponsors are getting their piece, and the fighters getting 10 times more than they would have ever got. So everybody's happy. The thing about it is, these are the things that
Eric,
you need.
I wish that situation was that simple. I wish it was that simple. Let's go. If we could go back a little bit to the management job, the manager got paid for the training expenses. They gotta pay for things
Yeah,
for a fight to
yeah,
continue.
but listen. So this is the process that I put together for people to have a general idea of how the operation works. Being someone that's worked with a Fortune 500 company and turned down multiple, because people still got to have a job, right? Like, you got to have these positions. Everybody's not going to work out. There's nobody that got a job and stayed at that job their entire life. Stuff go wrong. People make mistakes. You got to keep moving, but you're building such an empire. Like Biggie said, you got to get lawyers watching lawyers so you don't go broke. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's all about building an entity around you and protecting your entire movement. So when you get these people, like my man always said, I trust everybody. I just don't trust the devil in them. You feel me? Like, everybody got an opportunity to win, but don't get it twisted. I got some of that too. So you always make it clear and be honest and be open. And one of the things that you got to always remember is how deep and how real and how much depth your conversations have. Depth is everything. Transparency is everything. And you don't break that for nothing. When you start letting that just go passively, you can expect everything that you think can happen, it's going to happen.
What
And
happened?
see, that's where we teach real serious levels of communication. I do a Bible study with my man Kid Chocolate,
Mm,
right? And what we do
mm,
is You know,
Amen.
we become men. We go deeper. We communicate. We connect. Because see, girls connect. Dudes don't connect. We elbow dap, give a little hug. Yeah, my man. Blah 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 blah. I'm too old for that. I'm like, yo, I need to be able to trust you. I need to know and penetrate you with a conversation. If you can't get a conversation with you, which that's very rare, because I like to see you and then I like to serve you. Like if I see you got something going on, I'm gonna say, hey, yo, I'm gonna tap on your shoulder first. I say you got that book. Hey, let's put some noise around it. You know what I'm saying? Let people know about it. And then I say, all right, do you pitch and catch or do you just catch and run? Because that's how you find out who you roll with. You give and give and give, and their
Yes,
spirit
yes,
should
yes.
say, give back. Now, the same thing when picking people like managers. You do things for people. You be who you are. You be vulnerable. And then you see how they operate. And they'll tell you real quick. You know real quick how people operate. We never DM'd, we never commented on each other's shit. The first message I got to you is, hey, yo, my man, I want to get you, I want to put you here because I see you doing something. And I like what you're doing. You're doing something to make something happen. And it take a lot of work to do what you did. And I said, hey,
What you
I
have
saw.
is the art of blessing what God gave you skill wise.
Yeah,
Not everybody that's your blessing, brother, and you good with that,
yeah,
and you get it, and you give
yeah,
it back to help. That's blessing. Thank you.
yeah. Because I know when people get an opportunity, most people are good. You give them an opportunity, they'll prove themselves right as long as they know how to do it. Because there have been times I've been in situations with people I just didn't know how to operate when I was younger. You know, you learning. So I'm making sure that I paint the game for people so they'll say, oh, I know the technique. When somebody do something for you, the first thing you say is, now how can I help you?
Mhm.
Man, you don't realize how far that goes because people just don't say stuff like that to people. Every time I say it,
A-
people say, oh,
Amen.
you feel me?
Amen. A
You feel me?
simple, hey, good morning. A simple smile go a long way. Mental illness is a real thing, brother, nowadays. You know what the
Yeah.
next man going to. And you open
Period.
your door. See, I'm a I'm a God person, spiritual person. I ain't gonna say my faith, but I'm a Muslim. Um,
Yeah.
it's what you do for others, brother. It's what you do for others. The real blessings, they'll call it karma. The real blessings is give to a brother, what you give back. The more you give, the more you help out open doors, the more blessings come back to you. It's simple. Be a
Yeah.
good person, be a good human being, give
Yeah.
back, help each other, community together, sticking by.
Yeah.
Tough times,
You're
brother.
right. It's nice to see that Tyson turn. Oh yeah, Tyson turned his brand around for sure. My man Brian. Thanks,
Woo.
Brian. Brian Tyson. Oh man, Tyson's very smart. People don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You know, he had to work on his EQ, but he's smart, man. Tyson's smart, man. He
Yes.
don't. I mean, how many
Historian.
people you know they got in a parade in Istanbul? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
got to be something. People ain't just doing it if you're.
Universal. That's what I was telling you about those type of fighters. Macho Camacho brand. They don't come
Yeah.
by every day. Ali,
Nah.
Sugar Ray, Floyd. Those are the
Yeah.
brands.
Yeah, you can just say them because you can remember them all because it ain't but like 11. You know what I'm
That's what I'm
saying?
saying.
Like
I go
they
to Germany,
understood.
Macho. Wherever where you go, it's brands.
Yeah, yeah, brand. And that brand, you know, they are untouchable. That's what that means. They're just untouchable. They will never be replicated or duplicated, period.
Boxing
And so you
saved
got.
lives.
And that's one of the reasons I don't just say it. I tell people when you see people who walk that walk and their family has laid that path, they made a path for you. You always got to pay homage and you always got to sacrifice to make sure that that red carpet keep rolling out for them and bring more people
Amen.
awareness to them. And so that's what I use everything for. The only time I have people up here that are not business people is fighters who used to fight or they are family bloodline because that's the royals because the life you had to lead, man, you can speak from so many different things
Angles,
growing up
yes.
and seeing people respond to your dad like who knows how that feels? You know what
The
I'm saying?
beauty
Like,
of boxing, what I
yeah,
have gained in life, you can't go to school, a college, to gain what I learned in the life of boxing, traveling.
nah,
That's a self being around. It's a whole nother ball game. Being on the
yeah,
cameras, being around important people, it's a whole different thing that boxing gives you. The beauty of the sport.
yeah, yeah. No, you guys,
And you can't compare with
this,
certain things. It's like being the son of a president. You understand? That the same
yeah,
president invited Hector Camacho. I gotta meet this guy. Come to my house. Come to the White House. You don't hear those kind of stories. Those are brands. But the
yeah,
sacrifice to get there,
exactly,
the team that's needed, like you're saying, the management, the
yeah,
people, the love. No fake people could be around you. Can we
yeah.
agree
That's
that everything's about a vibe, everything about timing?
Yeah. All those people we just named, all those people had all of that around them. And when you got that, it's just like it's that for a reason. Because when it's all said and done, people were chosen. All of those names
Yes.
were chosen. Those
People.
names are chosen. When they were born, they had
We
more.
all are chosen, brother. We all are chosen. People know how to tap in to the power that God give you. We all tapped in.
Yeah,
I could do this. I could do that. I do this good. I could do a lot of things good, brother. But you know what I'm saying? We gotta tap into that. The sacrifice. Be creative.
yeah.
We're not born here to work in a system. We're
So
not. We're not
that's
here
that.
on this earth that we come from to work in the system. We are not.
And that's the thing. See, that's the thing, that extra thing that makes you go tap into it. See,
Yeah.
that's
That
all the
extra jog at
character,
my time.
the characteristics, because you could have just rolled his coattail and just not ever
I,
done anything but eat.
I'm
But
not your son. I would never tell somebody that I'm not your son. I got my
yeah,
own, my father was great, two-time world champion. But I could say he fought on my undercard, HBO Nation. I was HBO fighter, and that's my three-time world. So that alone brings you more like, wow, man, like being around the greatness and being around it, just being a part of it, being a part of the legacy. That's enough for me, that's great, But what you doing afterwards? How you keep the legacy moving, keep it running? That's my job, to keep it going, keep it alive. That's what I do the nonprofits. I'm doing a boxing show. On February 3rd, I'm doing Macho Mania, Dominican Republic, my boxing show. My second boxing show out there. It's gonna be a mix of comedy and boxing. I'm giving back to the people, giving back to the sport I love. You have to give back.
wow. Yo, you know what? Make sure because I want to help you promote that. I want to help you build that up.
Hey, we
That's
could do
cool.
exhibition down the line. My second show, but it's not just regular boxing. I got kids from the streets. I'm giving them my outlet. Go in the ring, solve
Yeah,
your problem
Paul
in
Hart,
the ring.
the
Guns
energy of
down,
Hector.
gloves up. You understand the concept.
God bless you, brother. Thanks, Paul. No, that's powerful. Tell me about the book. What inspired you to do that book, though?
My father passed away, and for me, honestly, my father's always been a superhero. He wasn't your everyday dad that come home. You see your homework, son. I didn't live with my father. My father come
Yeah,
around my school, his Lamborghini picked me up, spent time with me, kidnapped me, take me for a week, bring me back home. So every time I see him was in TV or people talk about him, he was like a hero to me. When he was around, the love. So when my father passed away, I didn't know how to tell my daughters that grandpa's dead. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you're a believer, if you go.
yeah,
It's what you do on
yeah,
the earth, the deeds you do, your good deeds, and you go in peace.
yeah,
I believe I was in peace. I was in peace because my father left, but the love that I received when he passed away. But anyway, when it came down to that, I had a friend of mine called Dustin Warburton. He's a friend of mine. He wrote several books with Marvin Hagler, Dennis Rodman. He called me up one day, Mark, you want to do a book about what? Kid children book. I said, you know what, man? I have an idea, man. I like to draw. My spare time, I draw. I do things. I'm a creative person. I'm always thinking. I almost stay in the loop with different things. So I said, all right, cool. For me, it was therapeutic. So we started working on the book. It was therapeutic, man. So it helped me explain to my daughters that when you passed away, it's not a bad thing. You're a good person. You're a believer. And the legacy left
yeah,
behind. And how I hold on to his legacy is my job to keep pushing forward. His
yeah,
love, I see people come up to me, start crying, hugging me. Your father did so much in my life. I still get that.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah, 'cause
powerful, my brother.
That never goes away.
Doesn't matter if you're a brother, if you're Asian, Germany. That's universal love. People gotta hug them back. So it's my job to give back. Anyway, the book came about that. That's the children's book. It's how to deal with a loss.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well,
he flies away. He flew to the sky, never came back down. But the cape came down, and I grabbed the cape.
Where can people get that?
BarnesandNobles.com, Amazon.com. If you go on Google, press Macho Dad. It's called Macho Dad. Go on Google, Macho Dad. There's Macho Mom that's coming out soon. Because the mother look at the credit they deserve as being mothers holding down a child with no father figure. That's the bad thing in our community. We got to fix up also. In our community, no father figure. We got to be better men, better fathers. You'll go back down to the world, my brother.
No, that's real. No, that's real right there, bro. That's real right there.
We'll go back down to the core, my brother.
So y'all got it, Macho
Dad. I'm working on Macho Boy. It only makes sense. I'm looking to get a cartoon going.
You should.
It's the message.
Hey, I'm gonna connect you with Steve Cunningham. Steve Cunningham does it too. Y'all need to pair up and do that.
USSR Steve Cunningham, the fighter.
Yeah. He did it. He do some crazy comics. So he been just doing. I said, man, you just got to narrow your vision and
see what I mean.
Yeah.
See what I mean? That's what I like to hear. We all blessed with talent that God give us. Allah bless everybody with talent. Tap into it.
Yeah.
My wife, people could cook, people could do this, people could do that. You got a dream, go after it. It's not easy. You get your bumps. It's like life. In life, you get punched in the face. That's life.
Yeah.
Learn how to weave it. Learn from your mistake. Okay.
That's right. I'll
get it again.
Y'all need to go and check that book out. And I gotta.
Anybody could be macho. It doesn't matter who you are, woman. It's all in the attitude. Eric, what time is it? What time is it? There we go, baby.
Time. You know what it is. Yeah. Hey, like I tell everybody, when he was on TV, he was the only person on TV. Like, that's big. Like in those days, it was like when a person was on TV, they're the TV. It ain't like 9 million other channels that a million other different fighters in the world. Like, it's one guy. He's over here in America, and he's the champ. And he was the champ, and everybody knew that guy. Like, I couldn't tell you 5 different champions in 5 different weight classes. Well, I can, but that ain't fair. But for the most part, most people can't. You know what I'm saying?
But those times, those fighters were great. Those contenders, those fighters were great. He came up in a tough era.
It was really tough.
Top rank. Crunk had their fighters. Every place had their fighters. Florida, California. Huh? The 80s, the 90s? You had to war with those boys, man.
Look, everywhere it was smoke. You had to be. You don't want to go to Detroit. You don't want to go to Philly. You don't want to go to New York. Like, everywhere it was smoke. And that's the difference. But the fighters, the things are really, really different now. It's really based on, money first. It's all that. It really, there's not a lot of the salt of the game left, but what the guys can do is they can just take advantage of the time, because you got guys, like I said, coming off of YouTube making millions of dollars.
There you go. And you can't get mad at them. They're putting butts in seats. We got to take a page from them on how to market it. They must have been looking at your things and hearing your plans. It's how to market it, how to market yourself. You can't get mad at them because they put 20,000 people in the seat. I can't get mad.
Yeah.
Step your game up.
So that's what we're doing. But that's what we're doing. We're showing the fighters how to do it. So we helped Shane get started. We started helping them.
Wow.
We have 5,000 new people in a week. I said, now watch what happens when you keep this up and that's what I said. We got this thing called star power. Say, hey, use that.
He had it.
Star. Now you need the juice. And so that's what this is the last thing and component. Star power. You got to have the
Not
power, the
everybody gonna
juice.
have it. Not everybody gonna have it. You gotta be chosen
No.
few.
But you know, but let me break it down so it makes sense. Because everybody's not going to be Muhammad Ali, the top tier 1% killers like that. Star power is getting you to your highest potential in all kinds of deals and stuff like that. Companies get mine. Everybody can get that. It's just some people can get more, but then you got your star power. Like your brand will be big as it can get, and it just looks a certain way. And that's what we are focusing on because that is what's going to save boxing. Because if everybody know these guys, that's what the UFC doing right. See, they got their Contender Series, Ultimate Fighter Series. Then they tie that all up to their actual fight cards. It's one big moving vehicle. And boxing is a bunch of decimals broken up. You know what I'm saying? Segmented. All these the promoters can't even get on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So how do we fix that? So that
100%, man.
we come in and bring the glue, and that's what Star Power doing. We just saying, yo,
And you have
we
to
gonna
build yourself. You can't depend on the promoters to build you. The promoters building their own brand.
right.
You have to do those
Yeah,
things. And I love the way
yeah,
you broke it down for us. Thank people to
yeah,
you for
yeah,
your 2 cents
yeah.
helping us fighters out and looking at things like nobody doing no things.
Yeah. Well, I'm bringing the game in, man. I'm making people wait and say, "Oh, man, I might need to go help," because it's either you gonna help or we gonna see you turn your head away. Because I'm making noise with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because this
That
is real.
free game. Free
Yeah,
game. It's free game.
game. People don't understand how valuable that is. Thank you for acknowledging that, because it
No,
is
come
game,
on,
and
my brother. My
yeah,
brother, you
yeah,
can't. If you're a fighter, you cannot do nothing. You got a PR. You can't do nothing. So the first thing you put, you dot it
yeah,
down. You stuck. They don't care where
yeah.
you fight. Nobody knows you fight. Nobody cares.
Nowhere,
You might say,
and
how
it's
are the
all
fighters who say, but I don't want to give my money away to people. But if you don't
yeah,
invest in yourself, who is? You got to give away for this.
zero,
Yeah, you need this. You got to, So
zero.
it's all about one
Nobody.
after another. Management, all boys together.
But you know who's really, really, really open-minded and is willing to help is Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC. Like they'll get in
I
bed with
love
you.
him.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
him. That's my man.
they'll get in bed with you. Yeah, they'll get
I
in
stayed in
bed
his
with you
house
and
in Mexico when his father was alive.
yeah. Jose was that guy.
Yes, he was.
Jose Suleiman. He was that guy. I tell you, man, I miss just that presence. But you know, I think Mauricio has done a tremendous job, and he's helping. People don't even realize that dude, man. If you got a good idea, he will receive it and say, "All right." He said the thing about it is people always come with ideas and they never follow up. I said they
But
ain't trained to. They
educate us on that. People who get stuck. Writer's block, if they get stuck somewhere. What do we do after that? It happens a
yeah,
lot.
your focus. That's where you get coaching. Because everybody out there that's successful, they got coaches. And you know why I know? Because I had to go out there and learn and figure that out. That you stay focused and you can keep going because you got coaches to keep you on track. So you hire people. You hire people. I remember even Chris Rock, he was up there joking about it with Jerry Seinfeld. He was like, man, I got 6 coaches a day. I do I get coached in 6 different areas. And I was like, that's a thing. And then you realize that's how these
I
guys
like
keep
that.
blowing up
I
further
like
and
that.
further and
I
further.
like that.
You get
I
coaches.
like that.
And that's the whole game. That's the whole game. Coaches. Like, yo, that's why I have
Yes.
mentorship going on. I say, yo, but if my coaches got coaches. They call me the coach's coach because I'm just like, yo, what you want? I want you to make your next steps right and lead your fighters in the right direction. So all you got to do is this and stop looking over there. Stop looking over there. Stay right here. And that's what we like this. You know what I'm
You're a
saying?
successful man, brother.
Yeah, this is key. This is gonna help the game, but it's gonna take everybody. I ain't giving nobody no slack. I'm like, hey, you know it's real now, so let's go. And because if we don't, boxing ain't gonna have leverage. Oh, it's gonna be taken over by a lot of individuals. The same way that when Floyd fought Pacquiao, won't nobody in the audience from boxing because nobody could afford the tickets. That was proof
Yeah,
that the game
I mean, right now,
over.
Look at Middle
Saudi
Eastern
Arabia,
brothers over there. In Saudi Arabia
Arabia.
taking over boxing right now.
So Camacho, are you hearing me? Boxing can be totally taken over and look totally different in 3 years. It's just a totally different thing. Like, trust what
No,
I'm
no, you're
saying.
100% correct. 100%
They
correct.
they don't get involved just thinking about one thing. They already done seen the future. That's why they're putting so much money on it. He gone. But you guys, I hope this was some insight. And yeah, love all the training videos. Go buy some of those things too. You want to learn some real stuff? Go invest. That's where the real stuff at. That stuff you're seeing out there, that's the stuff that's going to just show you that exists. But what you want to do is learn the how, when, why, and why nots, which you can't show nobody that in 30 seconds. But we appreciate you coming on board and doing and checking us out, because if it wasn't for you guys, you know, I mean, you guys, you get on it, but stick your head out just like you just did, brother. You let us know you here. We want good people. We want good people. I want to know what you do. I want to know what role you could play, because we need all of y'all guys to not just watch boxing, but y'all need to sign your ass up and be a part of boxing. If you like it as a fan, if you like it and you train people, are you thinking about doing something? Like Camacho said, yo, they hosting things and got, doing little events, exhibitions. A lot of guys just want to get an opportunity to just train like in a real scenario. Stick your head out, man. I tell all of y'all all the time, everything that you want is in front of you, so grab it. If you don't grab it, it ain't gonna jump in your hand. So we want to educate you. So hopefully this gave you some education. And I want you guys to stay tuned for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to just go a little bit deeper on all of these 4 components that we put together for you guys. How to operate like a champion with a mindset, how to eat like a champion, the physical training that you have to do to develop a body like a person so that you can be an elite level athlete. And then some of the business of boxing. And now you get into the politics of boxing, which is next. And this is what we're doing in the School of Boxing group. So if you've ever inquired about wanting to learn boxing at a higher level, come on over to the School of Boxing and learn higher and take what you're doing 30% higher than that. All right? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. And you can see guys like Camacho understand how important this is, the stuff that I'm giving you guys. If you really want to get it and get deeper and get away from 10-second clips, come over there. Let us know. Message the page. And tomorrow, same time, same bat station, midday tomorrow. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys. And I hope this gave you some value, because my job is to make sure that your life is enriched tenfold. My name is Eric A. Bradley, coach, that is, and we teach boxing. But right now, this is the Fight Show. And I see you guys soon in the winner's circle. Peace out. Much love from Master Boxing.